Hello and welcome to my meditation. My name is Debra Baker and I'm so glad you've joined us. We are in the 7th week, the last week of our chakra series, the purple chakra, the Crown Chakra, which is all about making spiritual connections. So I'm going to show you my very favorite sacral or Crown Chakra stone, which is this beautiful amethyst cathedral. Isn't it gorgeous? Yeah, there's a lot of amethyst in a lot of different colors. The best color to me is that kind of medium purple that's, such a bright, rich purple. I have a couple other amethysts to show you. And that is these two amethyst palm stones. So you can get it in the crystallized form. You can also get it in kind of these solid masses, which are wonderful for meditation because the crown chakra is all about connecting with infinite spirit. And so you're holding purple stones, so it's really helping to ground that infinite spirit into your body. So you ready? Let's get started. So let's begin with our 3 nice, really deep breaths. First, breathing into the front of our chest, expanding it, holding it for a moment, and then releasing it nice and slowly. And now we breathe into the top of our chest and the top of our back, expanding our shoulder blades, expanding our rib cage. Holding it for a moment. Just feel how good that feels to expand your rib cage. And then let it out nice and slowly. And now take the deepest breath you've taken all day into your chest, upper body, and also all the way down into your belly. Just expand your lungs. Fill them up, fill them up, fill them up. Hold it for a moment. Just enjoy that expansion. And now let it go. Let it all contract. Oh yeah, doesn't that feel wonderful? So we're going to relax our bodies. And while we do that, we're going to move up the chakras. So we have some minor chakras below our feet. So if you are sitting up and you have your feet on the floor, that helps to visualize it. If you're lying down, that's fine. Just imagine just below your feet a minor chakra, really nice rich earth tones, and then that energy coming up from the center of the earth, moving up through all the layers of the earth into that earth chakra, into your feet, moving up your legs. And now press your feet and ankles and your knees, your legs together. Take a deep breath. Squeeze them together, squeeze, 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 and release it on the exhale. And now we're going to imagine that white light moving into the tailbone, the root chakra, and the sacral chakra, the orange. So the root is red, the sacral is orange, just above the root, between the root chakra and the navel. And now at the same time, pull up your pelvic floor. Pull your lower abs in, pull your hips in, your lower back. Just kind of give those first 2 chakras a hug. Take a deep breath. Squeeze, 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 and then release it on the exhale. And now we're going to acknowledge and honor our solar plexus chakra, the yellow, just above our navel at the gut, and the heart chakra at the heart space. I invite you to put your hands in fists and bring them up to your shoulders. Tuck your arms into your sides. Pull your abs in, your side muscles, your back muscles. Pull all of imagine you're giving those 2 chakras a hug and just squeeze it all in for a moment. Just clench your fists, squeeze, 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 and then release it. I feel that blood flow in your hands and arms. And now we're going to do the last 3 chakras, which is the throat chakra, the blue at the throat, the third eye chakra, the indigo, the bluish purple right behind your forehead, and the purple, the crown chakra, at the very top of your head. And so I invite you to tuck your chin, pull your shoulders up to your ears, kind of squeeze your head with your shoulders, squinch your face muscles, pull all your muscles on your skull to your skull, and just squeeze, squeeze, squeeze for a moment. Take a breath. And when you release it, drop your shoulders. Oh, I just notice how wonderful that feels. So we have made our way all the way up to the crown chakra. And the crown chakra is considered kind of the connecting point between our infinite selves and our human selves. And it is, if you look at the chakras like this progression, we started at the tailbone with completely physical body and gradually moved up. The middle chakra is the heart chakra. You know, it's where you're, in our heart space is where we have the invitation to be fully human and fully spirit at the same time. And then we move up, all the way up to the crown chakra, recognizing our spirituality, our innate, inborn spiritual nature. We are spirits having a human experience, which is, 20, 30 years ago was kind of news, but now it's pretty widely accepted. So when people focus on the crown chakra, sometimes they get dizzy and lightheaded, and sometimes they focus so much on it that they disregard the rest of them or disregard their human selves. And a lot of us were taught a lot of things about 'tis more blessed to give, to receive, is the human is superior to the physical, you'll get your reward in heaven, all of that. And what we are learning is we are infinite spiritual beings having these human experiences. And so the best experiences, the ones that are most fulfilling and happiest and joyful and peaceful, are the ones where we are this perfect blend, or this ideal blend of our human selves, our personalities, our bodies, and our infinite spiritual selves. And where we see that is in our relationships, where we express through our human personalities, but we want to express our infinite nature, which is love. We are love itself. We are loving beings. So my guides want me to talk a little bit about spiritual wounds. So I know a lot of people who were wounded through the practice of religion, or a religion, or religious people, and I put that in kind of quotation marks because that's, that's an interesting definition in and of itself. But when people tell us that they decide our spirituality, they block our crown chakra. Because the only person who can have your relationship with your higher power, your God, the one presence, the one power, your concept of universal life force, the only person who can have that relationship is you, and no one else gets to decide what that is. No one else can decide. They can try to influence it. They can, guide you, command you, tell you all sorts of reasons and how and whatever. And people do that in well-intentioned ways. But at the end of the day, and at the end of these human experiences, it is your relationship with the infinite that matters. And not in this heaven or hell sort of way, because my guides told me many years ago that that's not how it works. There isn't a heaven and a hell. And I invite you to believe whatever you want to believe. I'm just telling you what my belief system is. And so the root chakra, or the root chakra, the spiritual, the crown chakra is about connecting with our higher selves, our infinite selves. So you were spirit, you were yourself before you came into this human experience. And then imagine you took that infinite spirit, brought it in through your crown chakra and fully animated your body, meaning the infinite God as you did that. And you remain that infinite spirit all through this human experience. And when the human experience is done, when your body draws its last breath, you will continue on. And so having a relationship with our higher power is so rewarding. So I'm just going to take a moment for all of us to think about our concept of our higher power. Just you, what do you think God is, or what do you think the infinite is, or just something bigger than yourself? How do you define that? How do you perceive that? The people that I find most interesting in my life are those whose concept of their higher power constantly changes, evolves, grows, expands, or even shrinks. I find it fascinating. I met a woman that I was involved with in a religious group years ago, right out of college. And when I met her, ran into her again 15 years ago, she no longer believed in any higher power. And I didn't have time to sit down and just talk to her about it because she had come to this conclusion very thoughtfully, and I would have loved to have just talked to her about it because I feel like everybody has information that could expand our minds and expand our experience. Whether we agree with them or not, it doesn't matter. Everyone has a gift for us. And it's when we remember that we are infinite souls having this human experience, when we remember that, then we are able to be more accepting of all the other infinite souls and all the different forms that they came here as. So imagine, you go to a Halloween party and you see what everyone is dressed up as. It's a valid parallel because who we appear in our human lives is almost like a disguise. And when we focus on our crown chakra, we can see through the disguise to that person's soul. And when you touch someone else's soul and they touch yours, it is a holy and sacred thing. So let's focus on the crown chakra. So it's just above, it's like right at the very top of your head. Picture this spinning sphere of beautiful purple. Just see it spinning, 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 and then see this white light come into the middle of it and fan outward. And as it does, it releases any pain that you might have had regarding your spirituality. So whether that's pain involving someone else trying to force a certain spiritual belief system on you, or even, your regret at doing that to someone else. It could mean, you're measuring yourself constantly as not being good enough. My understanding of the infinite is that it does not judge. It loves unconditionally. You can never be less than in the eyes of the beloved. You could never fall short. Now our thoughts, words, and actions can fall short of what we would like, but your soul is beautiful and whole and perfect exactly as it is. There's nothing lacking in your soul. Therefore, there's nothing lacking in you. And it is the answer. You can call on your infinite soul. You can call on your oneness with all that is at any time. So let's just have a moment for you to think about if you were to call on your infinite self, what the conversation might look like. So my guides are telling me to share a little story. I was discussing with one of my groups about never missing being able to channel a soul who has passed away. They've always come through for me without exception. And they said, well, what if they've already reincarnated into another life? And I didn't really know the answer, so I stopped and I allowed my guides to provide it. And the answer was that there's a part of us, and we know this, there's a part of us that is always in the oneness. It is always one with infinite spirit. And so when I channel someone, I'm channeling their infinite soul, and they express it through whichever personality is relevant to the person I'm talking to. So the next question I fielded was, well, if you can do that, then can you channel my infinite soul? And I paused and I asked my guides again, and the answer was, I would much rather teach you how to channel your infinite soul. And so how you do that is to be quiet, to listen. Maybe have some amethyst in your hand or some purple stones around. Light a candle. Have a nice refreshing drink nearby. And just listen. And see what your infinite soul has to say, because more than anything it loves you. And we're getting to the end of this meditation, so I'm going to end it, and then I suggest that you just stay in this meditative space. I'll end it quietly so you can stay in a meditative space and just spend some time with your infinite soul and say, what is mine to know today? My sense is you will hear something like, you are loved, you are precious, you are loved unconditionally, there is nothing about you that is unlovable. There's nothing about you that is imperfect or falls short. You are whole and perfect exactly as you are, truly. So I invite you to know absolutely and without exception that you are whole and perfect exactly as you are, a beautiful, beautiful soul. And I'm grateful that we are sharing planet Earth at the same time. Your infinite soul has lots to tell you. I invite you to spend some time now and see what it has to say. There's the music that I'm listening to is called Liquid Mind, if you want to tune into that on YouTube. He's got lots and lots of wonderful meditative music. And I want to, and the one presence moving in, through, and as me honors and recognizes the one presence and the one power moving in, through, and as you. Namaste. Have a wonderful week.